The problem with everybody making bad judgment calls on people, judging people's character by their physical appearance, by their appealing looks. Yeah, that's the problem with many of us today. Is we tend to look at what's appealing to the eyes, what looks good. We look at what looks great. Oh man, she looks great or he looks good, right? And we make all our assumptions and our decisions upon how the physical appearance looks when we should actually slow our roll and go a little bit deeper. It's in our physical nature to look at what's appealing to the eyes. You know, ever since the first woman that walked the earth, the first man and woman, Adam and Eve, that was the big mistake. They looked at the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, and it looked good, you know. And that's the problem with us, where we tend to make all of our judgment calls upon what's appealing to our eyes only. Here's the thing is, that person may be appealing to your eyes, but they might not be appealing to your heart. They might be good to look at, but they're dangerous to your heart. We should just talk about this today. We put too much stock into how good somebody looks. And to be honest, anybody can make themselves look really good. Even if they are not born with natural beauty or natural handsomeness, there's so many ways to enhance someone's physical appearance nowadays. You can even buy a mask to change the way you look. You can get your eye colors changed. There's so many things that you can do nowadays to enhance your aesthetics, your outward appearance. But all that's doing is hiding the real you. And so I want to challenge you and encourage you to don't just make a judgment call on what you see with your eye and what looks good, what looks very appealing, what looks like this looks delicious. I want to have this for the rest of my life. Hold on. Wait a minute. Why don't we do some investigation? Why don't we find out who the person is? Why don't we spend some time getting to know them? Why don't we spend some months getting to know them, finding out who they are? Wait until they let down their guard. Do a background check. They got all kinds of things you can do online. They got these apps to verify people, apps to search people's public records. You can even get on Google Chrome and search their picture. Do your due diligence. Don't just go after, that happens on social media a lot. Happens in real life a lot. It happens to people. That's why they made the term catfish, right? Is because they made themselves out to be what they were not. And our problem is we get ourselves into a lot of trouble. I would say 95% of our problems is because we went off of what we saw and we ran with what we thought would make us feel good without slowing down and actually investigating to see if it really is good for us. Right? Is it really good? Are you sure? Did you do your due diligence? Did you check them out? Did you search on them? Do you know how many people they've been with? Do you know how many times they've been married? Just because he looks good, is he good to women? Has he been good to a lot of women? Because a lot of guys who have had a lot of women usually aren't good to those lots of women. That's why they have lots of women. Because a really good man is good to one woman. Unless she leaves him, then of course he may have another. But that failure isn't because he didn't treat her right. But stop judging with what you just see that looks good. Just looking what looks good doesn't mean it's good. Just because it looks good on the outside doesn't mean it's good on the inside. Because sometimes the inside is rotten. Sometimes the inside is narcissistic. Sometimes the inside is murderous. Sometimes the inside is crazy. Sometimes the inside is straight up psychotic. Just because it looks good doesn't mean it's good. Oh, my goodness. He looks so good. I just got to have him. All the other women want him, so I got to have him too. Really? Same thing with the guys. Oh man, I got to have her because she is like a bombshell. She's so beautiful, right? And all these other guys want her too. And she's entertaining all of their attention. So she's what you want, really? You haven't even investigated? So all I'm saying is we need to challenge ourselves. Slow your roll. Do your investigation. Unless you're a selfish person and you just want what you can get and you don't care either. Well then we're the problem if that's the way we are too. Then we're selfish too. But I'm trying to address these people who are actually looking for a good relationship, a healthy relationship. And I've been seeing it all over social media. We have a lot of people saying I'm celibate and abstinent. Most people don't even know that celibate means that you're never ever going to get married. You're never going to have intercourse. And that a lot of times it's for religious reasons, for God. That's what celibacy is. So 99.9% of you all are not celibate. You're being abstinent. Abstinent means you're abstaining until marriage. So we got to get that right. You're not celibate. Most of you are not celibate. Okay? Most of you are abstaining. I'm seeing a lot of people saying they're abstaining till they find the right one. Good for you. You're on the right track. Though it looks good, doesn't mean it is good. How many times have you had your heart broken? And why did that happen? Why did you let that happen? Because it looked good and you thought it had to be perfect. Because the outside looked perfect, the inside must be perfect too. No, that's why you keep getting your heart broken. That's why you keep getting thrashed by somebody who's taking advantage of you. And it's sad and it shouldn't happen that way. But we can help ourselves by not jumping into things too fast. That's right. Thank you for everybody for coming on. I appreciate you coming on to my live. We're talking about a very sensitive subject, but a very needful one, is that we tend to judge by the outward appearance, and we make all of our assumptions on how that person is just because they look good, just because they look attractive, because they're handsome or they're gorgeous, and we don't even know the person. We don't even know who they are or what they are. And that's the problem. We really do need to slow ourselves down. Last night, I was at Domo, that's downtown Modesto, First Fridays, and they have a bunch of vendors out there. There's all kinds of people out there and lots of families out there, and it's beautiful to see. And I had a chance to start talking to a beautiful young woman, and we did talk a little bit. I got her hooked up for her son to learn breakdancing lessons. And her friend, she said something, and her friend turns around and points straight at me while I'm dancing, because they were playing, music for dance poppers and hip hoppers and break dancers. And she points right at me and says, "There's one right there." I mean, it was really obvious. Kind of made me feel embarrassed a little bit. Like, wow, are they brazen nowadays? It's like they're not hiding it at all. There's one right there, and they're staring right at me, and I felt like it was weird. It was awkward. I'm not used to that, especially at my age. It's like, wow, should have just come up and said, "Hey, what's your name? We both think you're attractive." Instead of just in front of everybody pointing and said, "There's one right there," But anyways, I talked with her. Beautiful woman, had 3 kids, and I thought, okay, if I wanted to, and she's beautiful, I could start a conversation. That's easy. I'm a preacher, and I'm a salesperson. I'm an extrovert. Talking to people, not a problem. Easy peasy. Cold calling, not a problem, right? I don't have no problem with that. But I thought to myself, is this the right thing? I mean, it's pretty evident that I don't even have to try to start a relationship. I can. They're pointing at me and they're looking at me like I'm something delicious, and I'm feeling kind of awkward. And but then I thought, no, you know what? No. Okay, I had a divorce last year. I'm not really ready. I'm not really ready. Then she had kids, and they looked like they were all under 10 years old or under 11. There's three of them. And that's not a big deal to me, but I'm thinking to myself, no, just because she's being nice, just because she shows that I'm attractive, and just because she was very attractive, doesn't mean that it's that I should do it. And I thought, you know what, I'll be nice to her. I'm going to get her set up so her son could get lessons because they have a school, they have a studio for breakdancers, and her son was really into it. And I said, hey, is your son wanting to pursue this? She goes, oh, he loves it. I said, well, that guy right there, he has a studio, and those two world-class breakdancers that you're watching, those men, one of them is like 43 years old. He goes all over the place, wins contests. And I says, they help him teach. If your boy wants to do this, those guys are good. And she goes, yeah, we're going to go to Oakley. And I go, in the Bay Area? She goes, yeah. And I go, you don't have to do that. And I said, where do you live? She goes, Modesto. Okay. I said, hold on, let me go get him. And so I set her up with him and, got him set up so her little boy can, we were already talking. But I didn't want to go any further because I didn't feel like, one, I wasn't ready for it. Two, I didn't know her. And it's something like, at my age, at my level of wisdom, at what I've been through, being faithful for 30 years in marriage. Yeah, I was married for 30 years and I was faithful the whole way. So I have a lot of experience. And unfortunately, my ex-wife, not as faithful as me. So, and I won't say any more than that because, I'm not angry or bitter. It happened. Made me a better man. I'm just smarter and a lot wiser, more wiser now. So, I thought, I could start this right now, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was right. And I think that's sometimes what we need to do. We need to, and believe me, this was one gorgeous Latina, and she looked like she might have been only 30 years old. She looked young, even though she had three children. She couldn't be more than 33. She had to be about 30. I mean, she was beautiful, super beautiful. So beautiful that I actually thought about it a couple times. And I was like, nah, nope, that's not a reason. That's not a reason at all. And I think that's the problem with us is we don't have those moments where we stop ourselves and calculate everything. Right? Calculate, is this going to start off right? What do you want out of this? If you just want a one-night stand, this life isn't for you. Because I'm talking against you. I'll be straight. I don't pull no punches. And I don't care if anybody's feelings get hurt. Because guess what? I'm trying to save you from getting your heart hurt. Heartbreaks. Heartbreaks are no joke. Believe ye me, when my wife first was going to leave me for some dude back in 2013, it was right after our 19th anniversary. Man, I thought I was going to go insane. If it wasn't for Jesus Christ, I think I would have lost my mind. I was destroyed. God pulled me out of that mess. Boy, I wouldn't want to wish that on anybody, right? So I know what I'm talking about. You might get upset with me telling you need to slow your roll. But I'd rather you get upset with me for that bit of wisdom than for you to spend a whole year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years with a broken heart. I'm telling you the truth. But yeah, that's something we got to do. Don't just look at the outward appearance. The outward appearance doesn't mean they are a person of character. It doesn't mean they're a person of integrity. It doesn't mean that they're a person of love. It doesn't mean they have empathy. Just because they're hot on the outside doesn't mean that the inside is just as beautiful. Because they could be narcissistic, toxic, and straight up evil. How would you know that? They're not going to tell you right off the bat. They're interviewing for the job, and everybody fluffs up their resume. Everybody tells you they're best. They're good actors and actresses, and they're going to string you along. And the first month, oh, this person is perfect. The second month, oh, they're so amazing. The third month, oh, this can't be, this is like a fairy tale. And then all of a sudden, when they think they got you hooked and they start to relax, all of a sudden the real person comes out. So, don't just flip out the first time you see them. Don't just let the physical attraction make the complete prognosis for you. What's in their heart? What's in their mind? Not just what's with their body. And you know what? And now everybody's on a fitness craze. So am I. I got rid of my dad bod. You know, I had a stomach out to here like I was 7 months pregnant. And now I'm getting the 8-pack back. And, you know, and I feel good. I'm in great shape. I'm doing good. I get lots of compliments all the time. And it feels good. But I don't want a woman that just looks at me like I'm some one-night stand or I'm some sugar daddy or because I got this silver fox, you know, that they're going to get this experience of a lifetime and then move on to the next. No, I'm not cheap, and I'm a man of value. I have integrity. I have character. So whoever my next wife is, I've been abstinent for 1 year. 1 year. Already, I've been abstinent for 1 year. And I'm going to continue to be abstinent until I get married again, because whoever my next wife is going to be, she's going to get the best, because I'm exclusive to whoever she may be. And you got to start the same way too. You got to be exclusive. Why can't you be exclusive? You can't just be open and available to everybody, not just because they look good. You don't need a high body count. You don't. You're a person of value, so start acting like it. Yeah. Let's see if there's any questions. There doesn't seem to be any questions. Just people always want me to shout out stuff. And one guy got me in my second or third live, and I'll never do that again, because I know what they do now. They change up the spelling so you don't see what they're saying right away until after you've said it. I ain't doing that again. So no, I will not do any shout outs to anybody. Nobody's getting a shout out. If you have questions, I'll answer them, but if you're vulgar, you'll be blocked. If you're just trying to goof off and be toxic, you'll get blocked. If you're a narcissist trying to roadblock me, you'll get blocked. And if you're demonic, you'll get an exorcism and get blocked. Nobody's out. Well, thank you for everybody coming on. I hope I'm a blessing to you. All right, you see, here's one that needs to be blocked already. Let's block this one. Block account. Yes, block. Confirm. Yeah. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. I do have some good content on my page. I also got other life tips, because what I do is after this is done, I will download it and then I will re-upload it so you can be able to access it again. But yeah, there's a lot of life tips on this. I do have a YouTube channel, and on my bio, the link is there, and I have apostolic teachings, prophetic messages, spiritual warfare, my pop-in videos, CJ the Pop-in Prophet. I got those on there. I got more life tips. So I got a lot of things on here. So just try not to be quickly consumed by the outward appearance. That's what we got to do. When you see somebody, and I do it too, because I'll be, I saw a lot of beautiful women last night. There was probably 1,000 people, if not more, there. And I saw some that I thought, wow, that is a beautiful woman. Man, God did a good job on her. But that's as far as that's going to go. Why? Okay, because am I really ready to jump into something right now? Probably not. I think I still need a little bit more time. But should you watch them? Should you get to know them? Sometimes I think would be smart is if you see somebody attractive, instead of rushing right in to try to show them your riz or try to, do whatever, run your game or whatever they call it now, why don't you, if you're really smart, why don't you watch them? Watch how they react. Watch how they're interacting with other people because they don't know you're interested yet. Watch them. See how they react. See how they talk. Watch the real them. And then make your decision. It's like, oh, I like the way, oh, she's very nice. Oh, that was courteous of her. Oh, what a sweetheart. Oh, she's a happy person. Oh, she was very courteous and let that person go first. Okay, I think I want to approach now. Because then you've seen the real person. If you run in right away, you're not going to see the real person. So you might see somebody, ladies, you might see some guy, oh my God, he's so handsome, right? And you want to sit there and kind of try to talk to him or maybe ask him what's his number, or all you young people say, what's your IG account? I want to go to the IG account, whatever. Why don't you stop and wait and kind of watch him and see how he interacts with people? Maybe he's a jerk. Maybe you'll see like, oh, he was rude. Oh, what? Did you hear what he said to that person? God, he's cocky. Red flags! Look for somebody else.